Welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the South Park Center, and I'm delighted to be joined all the way from here to Isabelle virtually, where we are going to be discussing her fantastic movie Beatty. But for those that haven't seen it, let's take a look at the clip.
بس هلا ناطرة
بدها تروق رولا شوي. بنتها مش البروبرتي تبعها. She can get a life.
Isabelle, I'm delighted that we get to join across the country to celebrate you and your film. Thank you so much for bringing it to New Filmmakers LA.
Thank you so much for having me.
For those that haven't seen your film, tell us a brief synopsis.
Okay, so it's a day in the life of a woman in Lebanon who's waiting for her daughter to come home, and so she spends the day smoking, tormenting everybody around her. And yeah, so it's just kind of a day in a life of somebody. It's like, what do you do when you're waiting, and when the thing that you're waiting may never come back?
Oh goodness,
is really what this is about.
And the way she arcs her feelings, waiting for her daughter is just a mesmerizing experience to watch. Where did the inspiration come for you, Isabelle, in creating this story?
So actually, so I'm from Lebanon, sorry. And I'm part of this generation of people who have just been leaving the country because either to go to school or for work, just because there really are no opportunities in Lebanon right now, especially with the economic collapse and everything that's happening. And so what ends up happening is that our parents, those people who have given us everything, who've sacrificed their own life so that we could be able to do whatever we want in life, end up alone and abandoned. And what I wanted to talk about is kind of that it's this side of like, you're so proud of your kids, but also you resent them for leaving you alone. Kind of that I don't know what the word is, like oxymoron, maybe, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and kind of making them the heroes, telling their stories, as opposed to, because you always see the stories of the people who like kind of leave and make a name for themselves, and like, but what happens to the people you leave behind? That's what I wanted to talk about.
I'm so glad that you took it from that dynamic, because it's so true. We always see the other person, and I think there's a kind of, we do get to see what the parents sacrifice for us, but it's a lot, and it's not just physically; it's also the emotional part of it as well. And I thought you captured that so well on camera, and just the significance of the close-ups and the smoking and all those thoughts and feelings that were going on. You shot this in a very particular style, which I really loved. I mean, I loved the whole, core line of the smoking, the very kind of almost dreamlike, ambiotic kind of atmosphere that you did. Did you always kind of know how you're going to shoot this, Isabella?
Yes and no. So first, I always knew it was going to be on film. I just like film, like, for the obvious reasons of the texture, etc. But also I like the way film makes me work. It's like I'm on a slow indie tiny budget, so I didn't have a lot of film, so every shot was extremely planned and rehearsed. And before we use any film, we have to know exactly what the camera movements are, what the actors are, what their marks are. Like, it was just so there was so much control, and I love that. And so I even like the process of working with film and how it makes my brain work as a tool, but anyway, so the DP, who's Melanie Okoka, who's a classmate of mine, I'm actually still in school, I kind of always knew that I wanted, zooms, dollies, kind of long takes of things, of just kind of wanting to be in that moment, to stay with that woman who's not doing anything really, and just kind of be there. And she kind of took that idea and was like, all right, let's roll with it, let's have some fun. And so to film somebody who's not really doing anything, you have to film it in a way that's engaging. Otherwise you're just watching someone not do anything in a boring way. So we knew that the camera had to be very dynamic in order for the subject thing to be very quiet and still. So it was kind of the opposite of the subject matter.
Where did you film this, Isabelle?
we filmed it in Batroun, Lebanon. It's about 30 minutes away from the capital, on the coast, near the Mediterranean Sea. So it's actually really, I'm really sad about this because the house obviously where we shot is beautiful, but it actually has a view on the Mediterranean Sea, and
Oh, wow.
it steps from the water. And I have all of that footage of beach and water, and there's this Phoenician wall that's there. It's like one of the oldest, walls in the world. And I have all that footage, but it just didn't make it into the film. And so I'm watching this film. I'm like, oh God, like all this footage is so beautiful, but it didn't serve. It didn't serve the story, so it's not there. But actually, it's quite gorgeous. Yeah.
What did you kind of want your audience to take from your film?
So I think I want people to, have a good time. Film is entertainment and feel something. I never explicitly say in the film like I am waiting for my daughter and she has left me and I feel sad, like there's none of that. And arguably anything that I have said to you is just what I wanted to put into the film, but it's not explicitly there. And so kind of take whatever you want from it, however it makes you feel. If it makes you feel nothing, then that's fine. I hope you enjoyed 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But if it does make you feel something, whatever that is, then I've done something. It's kind of a slow piece. So I think about your mom maybe.
No, absolutely, and it's saying that it's really nice how you did kind of slow it down for us, and those intricate thoughts and feelings and details that were just told in a look, a close up, how she smoked the cigarette, all those things. And I really think you're such a talented filmmaker because I love it when you give us so much to play with in our own imaginations. And I'm just curious for you, Isabelle, like what kind of stories do you want to continue to tell?
I don't know, honestly. Like I'm working on a couple of scripts and I have ideas, and right now I'm working on a satire, but I think it's more about what inspires me at a certain point where I am. It's like what books I'm reading or what I'm going through, and none of my films are really autobiographical or nothing like that, but you kind of take from where you are in life, and right now I'm kind of still reeling from what happened last year with the explosion in Lebanon, and I'm angry. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm angry. I'm annoyed. I'm sick of the situation being the way it is. And I don't have any useful skills. Like I'm not a lawyer. I'm not really an activist. Like I'm not really. All I can do is just to show how angry I am and hopefully do something is make a film about it. So right now,
we need to be angry more about things that are important to us. I think we can never underestimate that, and also educate others that need to know more about certain things, certain subjects, certain parts of the world.
Yeah, there's educating, but also I'm not trying to be like, this is something you should know and I'm going to teach you something. Like, no, like, I still want people to have a good time. And, if you learn something, great. If it pushes you, because I'm not trying to teach anything, especially in the movies. So what I'm trying to do is to make you curious enough to want to look it up yourself.
Yeah.
Because I'm not making documentaries. I'm making movies, entertainment, and to make you feel something, to have a good time or think or whatever, but I'm not making documentaries. So if I'm able to talk about something and then people go back and think, oh, I should probably look into this, like these are real humans, then I think I'd have made a good job.
Absolutely. Just to kind of a couple of questions to finalize on. First one being, what is next for you?
So I'm working on, like I was just saying, it's a political satire about inspired by the explosion. So it's taking I'm placing it in a fake country, in a foreign country that I'd never name it, but it's a bunch of government officials who are really buffoon-like and who, through a series of mishaps, it leads to an explosion, and it hurts the people in the town. It's kind of a little bit of Dr. Strangelove kind of vibe. So that's what I'm trying to do. It's supposed to be a comedy, so we'll see if people actually laugh.
I'm sure they will. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. And just to finalize on too, if there's any advice you could give to filmmakers out there that want to follow in your footsteps?
follow. I don't even know what my footsteps are. Which you know, I'm still trying to carve my way. You know, I don't. And you know, I think being in places like here and meeting people like you and being in festivals and all the people that I've met, you know, through this platform, through this festival has been amazing. And I think just kind of make something. It's really that you just have to make it. And I know it's kind of hard sometimes because, you know, things get hard. It's hard to make things the way we want to, but I don't know. I'd say just do it. And if you don't feel like, if you feel like it's too hard, then maybe don't, because it is just only going to get harder. It's just getting really depressing. I don't know.
No, you've got
not
great
poised
honesty.
advice.
No, honestly, and I think it's so nice to just kind of have an authentic conversation without any kind of fluff, and it's really important. And you know, following obviously what you want to do and how you want to do it, when you want to do it, and how you want to articulate it. I think we kind of need to have more of those kind of conversations. But regardless, Isabelle, like, I'm very excited for you for whatever you bring us next, whichever entertainment factor you take us to, or whichever story you take us to. Thanks so much for bringing your film to us, and we're looking forward to seeing much more of your work. So thank you.
Thank you so much.